Clips.
Alrighty, YouTube's another one of Kip's Clips. So, want to I want to say something again that it's not going to win me any popularity contests, but I think it's worthwhile saying to stop all the these to point at the creation of subgroups of subgroups of subgroups, who and these subgroups creation is primarily to suck in your energy and get it directly in one direction or another. And what I mean by this, right? So what I've scribbled down here, and again, maybe after me saying this, some people will start shouting Zionist shit at me now. It's that, but call me whatever you want. I really don't care. It's nothing more than my pursuit of trying to actually analyse what's going on here, and it's analysing how they use Zionism. How the magicians out there use the energy created by Zionism, the pro and the cons for it, right? People that have watched my channels for years will pretty much know where my position's been at for years. And now I'm trying to like objectively look at just how the hatred for one group or another, or one thing or another, energy created towards one thing, in this occasion I'm talking about Zionism, can always be hijacked, and this energy can be used for other agendas. And I think that's what I'm trying to say here. What I scribbled down here was Zionism is a created and allowed subgroup to keep people people's energy where they want it. And I'll show you what I was watching to make me come to this conclusion. And this isn't a criticism of anybody, or like I'm pro this or anti that. This is me trying to analyse what's happening out there and in the Wild West media, which is the YouTubes and whatnot of the internet. And it's and there's two conspiracy go-to memes here, which I'd like to say, which get me thinking in this direction. If you want to lead, if the best way to control the opposition is to lead it, I can't remember who said it, but I've seen it on a fucking meme somewhere, so it must be true. But it's worthwhile thinking about, and it's a very obvious conclusion that a Machiavellian motherfucker that wanted to control the political landscape of a country would do. The quote, I think it's Theodore Herzl, the guy that's attributed, whose name is put on the creation of Zionism. And I'm trying to rake my memory banks here to actually remember it. But it was something along the lines that Zionism needs anti-Jew sentiment, because Zionism relies, the political ideology of Zionism relies on the fear that the magicians have successfully managed to muster in the Jewish population, and the fear of fucking genocide and every cunt coming to get you, to allow and justify the creation of Zionism. So Zionism needs the anti-Jew sentiment, right? So I think they're important sentiments to bear in mind when you're approaching any topic which manages to harness so much energy. Now, again, I'm not pro-Zionist, far from it. I'm trying to objectively look at this as part of a greater landscape. Another thing which puts what I'm trying to do here into context is Mike Rivero. He was a personality, a cult of personality that's in the Truth or Industrial Complex cult, which I was very much drawn to. He ticked a lot of boxes for me. He was very analytical and logical about his presentations, and he wouldn't go off into fucking Bigfoot, UFOs, aliens. He was a NASA scientist. He had a scientific mind, and that's what resonated with me. What also resonated with me was the fact that he appeared to be pro-Palestine, and he would point to the negative stories in the world about the Zionist state Israel, which led me to believe that he was pro-Palestine. I had no idea that he was a Zionist propagandist, put out there to harness God knows how many hundreds of thousands of votes and popularity towards Trump that he harnessed to get him elected. And Trump is the biggest Zionist out there, and anybody that's been planted for years to push his politics later on to get him elected. Mike Rivero, oh, he's played a very long game, very clever one. But anyway, so put that into context as well, that way Mike Rivero sucked me in before the penny dropped and I could see what he was. I could see his disguise. I couldn't believe somebody up there that was pointing at the crimes of Israel would actually be a Zionist propaganda. It wouldn't compute in my minute little stupid brain. But later the penny dropped. I kept progressing. My brain started getting at least one brain cell bigger. And I went, hold on a second, he's playing a long game here. It's a facade. He's not genuinely pro-Palestine. He just sounds like he is to suck in that demographic. You know, the demographic that wouldn't go to Alex Jones. Think about it. This is known marketing here. Right? You want to punt your wares to every demographic, so you'll disguise it as whatever way you want, and whatever way you have to reach that demographic. Marketing is propaganda, or you propagandize propaganda with marketing skills. So, put all those things into consideration. The Mike Rivero thing, you want to lead, to control the opposition or the movement against something, you want to lead it. And Zionism needing a hatred towards Jews in general, just this big broad brushstroke. Oh, it's the Jews. Look at the Talmud. Look what they're doing here. Look what they're doing. The Jewish religion is extra specially retarded as opposed to all the other ones, right? I put them all on a par. I mean, like, anybody that believes in fucking fairy stories and doesn't take these, that takes them as the word of God and not as textbooks, literature written by man, passing down encoded knowledge, to me is a bit crazy. But that's just me. And listen, I know I've got a white t-shirt on, it's not a white coat. I'm no authority. I'm not sitting up here like a Stephen Molyneux saying I'm fucking... When I say something's crazy, it means it's crazy to me. And, anyway, tune in tonight for Not the Infowars Nightly News. That'll be good fun. So, and I'm not criticising what this guy's doing. I'm not criticising what any of these people are participating in. I want to say my opinions without some sort of a group conformity clicking in, which forbids me for saying what I want to say about this, because I'll upset people. Right? So I'm going to say what I want to say. And and this guy does brilliant shit, man. I'm not fucking God, man. How can I say this? Right? What's happened here is and the best meaning people in the world's energy is getting harnessed by very clever magicians. Ooga booga booga. And it's getting pointed in a certain direction. And the direction it's getting pointed in is alt-right, Antifa, anti-Zionist. Yeah, I've said it. The anti-Zionist movement or sentiment out there, I believe, has been hijacked and getting steered in directions for an ulterior agenda. Now, if you think about it, look at, I know how much energy and my fucking time on the YouTubes I have spent trying to document war crimes of Israel, pointing at the fucking genocide and slaughter that they're participating and propagating over in that area of land. And I think about the emotion, how emotional I used to get over that shit. I still do, actually, to a certain degree, but I keep it in context and get it in perspective. The dead bodies that get dripped in front of your eyes from all sides, whether it be the pro or anti-Zionist side, is for a reason. To get into your heartstrings and motivate you one way or the other. I try and not let those magicians get into my nut anymore. So you need. I try and when I'm trying to objectively analyse stuff like this. Don't know what that noise was. Still recording. When I'm trying to analyse what this fucking stuff is doing, I try and disattach yourself from the emotion. Try and put my Spock head on, and it allows for more clarity of thought when you're thinking about this stuff. So what I'm witnessing now is, like, not only is Antifa being set up to suck everybody's energy, and well-meaning, the people in Antifa are well-meaning, they think they're out there fighting fascists. People that are in the fascist movement, the alt-right, they're well-meaning, and I genuinely mean this. The vast majority of them are all well-meaning. They think they're out there fighting Muslim raping gangs and protecting our culture. Right, so both groups are out there doing what they think is right. Here's another kind of subgroup, but there's lots of subgroups out there, whatever one tickles your fancy, from flat earth to fucking Bigfoot aliens, and anti-Zionist. And again, I'm not pro-Zionist when I'm saying this. So now what's happened? Now I'll get to where I think everybody's energy should be, instead of caught up in these traps. Caught in a trap. There's no way out. Oh God. Cause I hate the Zionists too much, baby. Why can't you see what the Zionist hatred has done to me? It will keep you trapped in hatred. It's actually quite good, man. I should fuck that. They're copyrighted, motherfuckers. Kips, Clips, Estonia, fucking original licensed up. Man, that when I think about the amount of fucking energy, right? Imagine if I could have been the magician, and if I could have went and steered that energy in a direction that would be positive for me and positive for other people, instead of fucking allowing that magician who fucking motivated me to get on the YouTubes and try and fucking shout from the highest digital hilltop I could what scumbags Israel and Zionists are. And I'm not saying they're anything but. She's no. Hold on. Let me know how. I'm using a new camera. Let me know if it's worth it, if it's working. Working good. So now we've got football strips. We've got the Goyim Defence League. GDL, motherfuckers! GDL for life, bro! Right, so we've got the football strips, we've got the gang sign, we've got the war, we'll get the warring factions, we'll get the sides, and each side wants to debate each other and prove who's right and wrong. And it's fucking, look how many, it's like... Right, hold on, let me get a wee... And again, I'm not criticising what these people are doing. I'm maybe commenting on this could be, and this might be some magician, and all are nuts, right? Anyway, it could be some magician and they're not steering their energy in a direction they want, and I'm trying to objectively look at it, and again, thinking you're fighting fucking Zionism is a good cause, but I will go to where I think your energy should go. I'll write that down so I don't forget. Alright, well I'll fucking say it right now before I go off on another tangent. But rather than letting all your energy go towards this subgroups and hatred of subgroups, because see the people that are pro-Zionists, they're as convinced that they're on the right side as the people that are anti-Zionists. Now, this is where the Rain Man brain that's been programmed by the conspiracy world will kick in, and they'll go, no, but, and name off about 1 million websites, a million bits of truth, 1 million white phosphorus, this, that, and the other. Like it's my opinion that fucking the Zionist state of Israel is propagating genocide and ethnic cleansing in that area of the world, right? And again, I will go to my idea of a solution and where our energy should go. I'm just no longer letting myself get fucking get traumatized. I made that video not too long ago. Don't let yourself be trauma-based mind controlled by the truth industrial complex. It includes the anti-Zionist movement. They'll traumatize you with pointing at all the crimes of the Zionist state. And then who can't hate Zionists after that? They've got you. Hook, line and sinker. Woo, yeah, baby. And I think it's naive to think that there's only one side of the argument out there manipulating us. I think it's very naive. I think it's very naive to think that I know there's a flood of Zionist propaganda, as we would all commonly know it out there, in America and the UK media especially. But to say there isn't opposing Zionist to think there isn't opposing Zionist propaganda out there is naive. Does that make any sense? I believe, to me it is. So anyway, so try not to let your energy get sucked in. I don't know. Do whatever you want. This is what I'm doing. I'm not putting on a football strip. I'm no fucking holding up a fucking scarf. I'm no GDL or EDL or SDL or UKIP or fucking Trump for life. None of that shit. I know what I'm concentrating on. So where I think people's energy should go is not focusing on this thing, Zionism, right? Zionism in Israel is nothing more than an extension of the City of London's empire, right? Feel free to disagree, this is just my opinion, and calling it anything but is distraction. So, for example, calling it a Jewish state, that's camouflage. Because why? Because religion is sacrosanct. It's very unapproachable, untouchable. And even sprinkle a wee bit of the World War II Holocaust shit on top of that. Boom shakalaka. You've got the best camouflage and story to appropriate and control that area of land that you can possibly create. Right? So to just call out the Jews, they're just a pawn. It's just like I think if you go and look into a lot of periods of history, different periods, you'll find the elites sometimes, a lot of the time, it's been documented throughout the years, this is the best way to say it, that some of the elites, they're obviously elite, they're entering into fairy tales and stuff, might not have been practicing the religion that they proclaimed at the time, if that makes any sense. I argue it's still the same to this day. So if there's rich people that are in control and influence of religions, why are they doing it? Well, it's for control and power, isn't it? And I've got first-hand evidence that even in here in Scotland, some of the higher-ups and a lot of the denominations of the churches here believe extra sprinkles of stuff than what they tell their flock, let's just say. So, I don't believe the heads of religions actually believe the shite that they tell their flock. God, it's just all rich people doing it for power and money. That's my humble belief. I don't believe religion is real or noble or the word of God. I think it's a load of shite. I think it's a man-made creation that's been hijacked by man fucking to create man, money and power. That's my humble belief. So to just turn around and say it's the Jews, it creates... It goes back to Theodor Herzl saying that they need the blind hatred of the Jews to justify Zionism and create the racist apartheid state of Israel. So it's self-serving, all this shit, Zionist hate, the pro-Zionist, the anti-Zionist, the fucking alt-left, the alt-right, the fucking Labour, the Conservatives, the left, the right. It's all self-serving, it serves the system. So ultimately, feeding into this shite propagates more shite on the other side. So in the pursuit of trying something different, but nobody who would listen to me in their right mind, to be quite honest with you, in the pursuit of doing something different, why don't we stop all this shite? Why don't we point at it all for the theatre it is? Why don't we tell every government in the world to fuck off? Take her ball, but as some wise man said once, take her ball back and fucking go and play over there. This, I mean, like, if we manage to get harness popular support, which we'll never, because we're divided along the lines of rich, poor, black, white, man, female, Rangers, Celtic, Proddy, Catholic, Muslim, this, fucking foreskin, that, whatever, we're fucked unless we can break through all that shite and go like that here. Let's actually go. It'll never happen. I'm such a pessimist. But I mean, it's that sentiment that the truth movement cult fucking rely on, isn't it? Hey, we're all about the truth and setting people free. Look, David Icke's woken us all up. Really? Really? Woken you up and fucking pointed you, he's fucking spun you around, confused you and pointed you off in a direction. Fucking, you think you're awake. But anyway, let's see where this goes.
Oh, I've been financing with no strings attached, Tommy Robinson, and I've been financing other groups over there. So I'm in the UK.
No strings attached. Of course.
God love the Tommy Robinson, eh?
Here's something I didn't know. Chicken swinging ritual endures despite animal welfare concerns. You guys ever heard about this rabbi?
Right, so inevitably, and I've been there, done it myself. I'm not excluding myself from this shit. I am no better or worse than anybody else out there. Just the same. And I've made and the stuff I'm commenting on, I've participated in myself. I'm trying to stop participating in it because I can see it's not coming from me. It's coming from an external source. Fuck's sake, man, the amount of Jews I've met in my life I could count on fucking two hands, or knowingly. And the amount of ones that have fucking stole my wallet and gave me high interest loans, I could count on one hand. Oh, hold on, there was that one funny looking woman. Joke. But anyway, so this is my reality, not fucking the shit that how the YouTubes have fucking tuned me to the moon. And again, I try and think a wee bit more deeper than what the fucking memes, the internet fucking try and get my thought process stopping at. So inevitably it goes to just pointing at one religion and going, here, look this fucking rabbi's just fucking bit a fucking foreskin off with his mouth, gave the kid fucking herpes, and now he's fucking swinging a fucking chicken round his head. Right? So unwillingly participating and propagating what Jews could perceive to be blind Jew hate, which thus justifies the alt-right protectionism government in Israel and fucking the more atrocities happen to the Palestinian people because the Jewish people have shit like this to fucking get fucking propagated amongst them to go, oh, hold on, we need fucking a big strong fucking cunt like nut job to protect us. See, it's self-serving. Right? And Judaism, and the people will point at the Talmud and the elders of Zion and all this stuff, right? I refuse to point at all organised religions. All of them, I believe, are equally retarded. And to point at one over the other, I think is serving the purpose of all these things. Whatever. Oh, God. Nah. Right, I think I'm about done, man. I think I've rattled on way too long. But it's quite a hard subject to approach and touch on. And again, this isn't aimed directed at no more news or anything like that. Not criticising what he's doing or the information he's putting out. I'm not pro-Zionist. I'm just not in the anti-Zionist camp anymore either. That's the best way I can explain it. In fact, it's the only way I can explain it. I don't want to participate in other people's hate campaigns. That's it. And where our energy should be sorry, I nearly forgot this. Where our energy should be focused, our energy should be well, I explained we should take our ball back and say we're not playing anymore. I've held my own election. It's not in my name. Every time the government holds an election, we should hold our own one. We're not voting for one individual or one party. We're saying that the system is corrupt, it will never right itself, and we need to figuratively burn the institutions down and start again. And where I would start was I'd start with the 5-year-olds and get them to design a new system. That would be a good baseline. 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds actually, before they went to school. 4-year-olds, they're uncorrupt. And they'll just they'll be able to create a monetary system that's far more fucking fairer than any of this bit shite, Bitcoin, or fucking fractional reserve banking, or fucking shiny bits of fucking gold. 5-year-olds will come up, something like that. Honestly, bunch of fucking 25-year-olds design a fucking monetary system. You'd come back in 15 minutes. You'd have something a hell of a lot fairer and makes a lot more fucking sense and logical than any of this shite that these fucking mathematicians offer up. Fractional reserve up a bit, interest this, fucking composite fucking that. You know what I mean? Bamboozle your nut with fucking bullshit. It's like numerology. See, numerology, it's very fucking real, but it's just a fucking, you can make numbers say anything. Absolutely anything you want. There's coincidences in numbers out. I'm not saying it doesn't exist to a certain degree, that people use gang size within numbers, but see the numerology magic? You can go out there and fucking tear apart any numbers and make them fucking say whatever you want. Well, 7 and 2 is fucking that, and times 4, take away the 0, and the 0 means 6 and pi, and oh god, so anyway, I digress yet again. So hopefully you get what I'm trying to say there. I mean, this is when I say be selfish to yourself. Don't let your loyalty get hijacked by other people, whether it be anti-Zionists or pro-Zionists. If the system is one, America, Britain, Israel, same entity. Same entity. To pretend they're different countries is naive. And even within those 3 entities, you have competing entities as well. Trump versus America, Brexit versus the UK, Nutjob versus Israel. You've had those 3 competing factions. And what is the commonality in all of them? Nutjob, far-right nationalist. Trump, far-right fucking nationalist. Brexit, far-right nationalism. Conservatism, right-wing politics, elite fucking scumfuck mother kids of the city of London. You know what I mean? Trump is in Manhattan, man, in real estate game, and he had to borrow this and lend that and all that, and if it wasn't through the mob, and the mob is financed through the city of London, and it's all one big fucking interwoven one entity. And that's, well, I don't know, in fact I'm no an authority, that's just what that's what I believe. And what's going on that are offered people by people who project authority. Load of shite. The amount of people that come on YouTube and project authority when they have none. Right? It's just a dude sitting in their fucking house with a webcam and for some reason, in some flowery language, they manage to convince people they've got authority on stuff. I mean, I just objectively analyse what they're saying. It's like Russell Brand, it's all fucking flowery fucking language and really saying little. Anyway, if you need to sit there with an open thesaurus trying to impress people with the big words that you know, you've not really got much to say in the first place. You're putting flair over content, you know. Flibbity flobbity flu, I know more words than you. Anyway, so fuck knows. Hopefully this made some sense to some people. Thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, all the good stuff. Leave all your comments, good, bad, ugly and indifferent. I will read and respond to as many as I can. And remember, what I do here, it's digital busking. Everything's available and accessible free of charge. I hope to do such a good job that people will find value in what I do and consider using your spare change, not your life savings, in the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. And a mega thanks to everybody who does. It means a lot. And remember, tune in tonight for Not the Infowars Nightly News. It'll be interesting, so I'll be I feel like an editor of a newspaper. I've had an open letter. But it'll be good for debate and touch on like the cultiness of the truther movement, what I believe is there. Anyway. But hey, don't say it upsets people. And I kind of will elaborate on this tonight, man. But if you can sit here and talk about David Icke, Gerish, Alex Jones, Max Egan, let's say, all these what I believe to be cult of personalities within the truther industrial complex cult, right? Now, let's say you disagree with me and you think I'm wrong and full of shite, then what I'm saying here wouldn't mean a lot. It wouldn't emotionally invoke people to, like, I don't know, be upset and stuff, right? There must be something. I know in the past when people have said stuff that gets my arsehole twitching, it's because something might be there might be some essence of truth in it that's resonating with me, or something that might make me go, hold on, is that true? You know what I mean? So, and it's weird that you see people come and go and look, oh wow, what you're saying there, I understand. I was deep in the truther industrial complex cult and I've came out of it now and I can resonate with what you're saying. And you can get other people as well at, oh my god, you're saying things now that I disagree with. I'm taking it as a personal attack. Right? There's the cult-like mentality. Attack on the cult is an attack on all. And they take it personally, man. Like it's some sort of a personal attack. And they get personal. In fact, on sort of not jam noise, by the way, this is just. I mean, the amount of people I interact with and stuff over the years. It's part of the experience. I mean, you're a fool not to ignore all that stuff, man, and all that. But talking about the cult-like mentality and the truther industrial complex cult makes people think you're talking about them to a scary degree, and it's like, and then like witnessing that, you're sitting going, right, hold on, man, I want to actually fucking kinda touch on that experience. And then it's like a snowball and fucking paranoia, hang like that. Well, hold on a sec. I now feel like I can't even talk about what just happened there, which makes me, there's something in my mind poking me with a stick going like that. No, don't be stupid. You're free to talk about fucking everything and anything that you've experienced. It's not out of malice, it's out of fucking sharing and learning from fucking everybody's experiences, including my own, and what I've learned from other people's. It's crazy as well, like, and I'll be like, the Jam Noise, lovely lady, and it's wrote that, spoke that, from the goodness of her heart, and brings up points that will allow me to sort of elaborate as to how and why my head is where it is right now. And why, like, we'll elaborate on it tonight. I was talking about the anti-Zionist stuff. Like all these things that is, I'd imagine it was created out of goodness, and then there would be elements that would have a dog in the fight out there to hijack it and control it, to steer the energy where they want it. and where they want to steer the energy is into kind of just like, and I've witnessed it, I've been there. I still see it on the YouTubes, where the state of Israel, the Zionist thing, and the religion of Judaism's all wrapped up into one big fucking crazy ball, and it just suits the purposes of lots of people out there. But it doesn't really help at all. It just feeds all sides of fucking chaos, and there's no reason. There's no sort of a like common sense reasoning ground there. It's just all ends up just pointing at rabbis, fucking going like that with chickens. Woo, yeah, bitches. You know what I mean? You could go and point at that fucking, I don't know if it was a Protestant or Catholic church, looked like a Christian church anyway, that old priest. Shows you my religious knowledge. The priest, I think he was baptising a wee baby and it was greeting and all that, and he ended up like pure slapping it and grabbing it and shit, man, to an extent. I don't know, I watched it once, it was like, I don't watch stuff that upsets me. See, if I'm on Facebook, my heart starts breaking. Whoo, get off that fucking thing. It's not what it's there for. Should be a filter on Facebook. Funny shit only. No fucking death and destruction, please. Not today. That stuff's just there. Nothing like a wee bit of fucking death and destruction with your breakfast, is there? Anyway, I'm rattling on too much shit. Thanks for watching YouTube. Catchies.
Cips clip.